Benjamin West and His Cat Grimalkin by Marguerite Henry. Chapter 12. Make a Merchant of Him. Benjamin West, commanded Schoolmaster Snevely the following morning, stand before thy schoolfellows. It was only a few steps to Master Snevely's desk, but to Benjamin it seemed hours away. His legs felt stiff and old. Make haste! Now then, face about. The room grew silent. For 3 days, the schoolmaster said as he shook 3 bony fingers in Benjamin's face. For 3 days thy schoolfellows mourned thee as dreadful ill. Instead, hidden in the garret, thee painted with bold, gaudy colors. Benjamin could feel his schoolfellows' eyes on him. They seemed to be boring little holes through him. The only comforting sound was made by Grimalkin scratching in the woodbox outside the door. For punishment, thee will remain after school cutting and mending the goose quill pens. Aye, sir, I shall stay this very night. Master Snevely's eyes narrowed. This night, he replied with a sniff, and every night until the last quarter of the year. Why, that's 5 months, said Benjamin half aloud. It is indeed, and a light punishment for wasting time on needless things. Spring and summer passed. By the time autumn came in, the very sight of a goose sickened Benjamin. All he could think of was, here's the creature who provides my punishment. He was glad when early one morning Grimalkin hissed right back at a gander and flew at him until the courtyard was a blizzard of feathers. That same evening, as Benjamin worked over his pens, the schoolmaster broke his rule of silence. Lad, he asked, how does thee feel about geese by now? Speak truly. Benjamin looked up in surprise. Grimalkin and I are of one mind about them, he said quickly. We can't abide their hissing and honking. Master Snevely made a noise in his throat that strangely resembled a chuckle. My feeling is the same, he announced. I have been eating nothing but goose and gander for the past fortnight. A bolt of lightning struck the flock owned by my landlady. Since then, I breakfast on goose, I dine on goose, I sup on goose. Sometimes the goose is masked in gravy. Sometimes it peers out from underneath turnips. Sometimes it lurks in a pudding pie, but always it is there. Then the schoolmaster's eyes lighted with an idea. I have a mind, he said, to sup at Door-Latch Inn tonight. The talk of journeymen and the smell of good cooking may whet my appetite. If Mamma and the girls had overheard Master Snevely, they could not have prepared a tastier supper. There was bean porridge with thick chunks of salt pork. There were hot brown bread with fresh butter and pod peas. And for dessert, Mamma had made apple fancy and hot chocolate, a rare treat even for Door-Latch Inn. 30 in all sat down to eat, and to Benjamin's delight, Uncle Phineas was among them, making everyone feel at ease. Even Master Snevely tapped his foot with pleasure when Uncle Phineas chanted, I eat my peas with honey, I've done it all my life. It makes the peas taste funny, but it keeps them on my knife. Finally, Uncle Phineas loosened his leather girdle and turned to Papa. What would thee say to my taking Benjamin to Philadelphia for a fortnight? Benjamin held his breath until his chest hurt. His eyes darted like arrows from Papa's face to Mamma's and then to Master Snevely's. He was unmindful of everyone else in the room. Papa stroked his beard, thinking of all the reasons why Benjamin should not go. School, chores, he said. Chores, school. What does thee think? He asked of the schoolmaster. Oh, Benjamin shuddered. The boy, said Master Snevely, shaking his head gravely, is not so quick in his sums as I would have him, but of late he has been diligent. He has cut enough goose-quill pens to last out my days as a master. A journey may teach him the importance of sums. I am favorable to the plan. Benjamin's eyes opened wide in astonishment. Mamma? Questioned Papa. I want to say yes, said Mamma, smoothing her apron, and I want to say no. A whole day's journey from home is a long way for our little wren. Papa flinched. Pet names annoyed him. Little wren, indeed. He turned to Uncle Phineas. Mamma is right, he said. The answer is yes. Take him along, Phineas. He may forget his notions about painting. Make a merchant of him. Aye, make a merchant of him. Suddenly Benjamin's happiness faded. What of Grimalkin? A trip without Grimalkin would be only half a trip.